Welcome to Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 486. I am your friendly neighborhood Oxhorn, here as always with suspenders set to maximum stun. Got a great show for you tonight. We're going to be playing some more Wolfenstein, the Old Blood, just like we've been doing for the past 4 weeks of this program. You may notice that it's not Thursday. That's because Thursday was Thanksgiving. So I announced on Twitter and during some of my previous live streams that I was going to be unable to do the show on Thursday, I hope you understand. So I'm doing the show tonight instead, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun. During my live stream, I announced that I was going to be broadcasting later tonight, so I hope to see you all here. But what is on your mind? It is a Q&A. That's the beginning portion of this program. We'll be getting into the game in a little bit. I'm happy to answer questions or give commentary on anything that I've been doing recently, anything we have been up to with Fallout 76 or any of the other Fallouts. So, Voltec says, oh, I missed it. No, it's live right now. Hold on, just making sure. Welcome, new member, Cortari. Pleasure to have you on the program. Now, because it is just after Thanksgiving, there's not a whole lot of alcohol left in the house. I did save a tiny little libation that I'll be able to enjoy on the program later, but it's not enough to dirty a glass, so we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So tonight, I suppose it's not Scotch and Smoke Rings, more like Scotch and Diet Coke. No, wait, I got that wrong. Diet Coke and Smoke Rings. But hey, whatever works. We had a great live stream earlier. If you were there, we did the Free States plot of the primary quest. Now, I think we actually covered it in about 2 broadcasts. 2 days ago and then today, we covered the entire Free States plot. I wish there was more to it, but I was told that we'll learn more about the Free States when we track down the Enclave. So I'm eager to learn more about them then. Then we're moving on to the Brotherhood of Steel. So for the last half of the show, or actually for more than that, we learned a lot about the Brotherhood of Steel at Camp Venture. Apparently, Camp Venture is the hub of all information about the Brotherhood of Steel here in West Virginia. So we're reading terminal entries and reading notes and listening to holotapes, and yeah, we walked away with a better understanding of how the Brotherhood of Steel got here. So that was really exciting. Hey, okay, I think something finally kicked in. We're getting people active in the chat. That's good. Scotch and Diet Coke without the Scotch and with smoke rings. Yes, that's a good summation of what's going on today. Default Skin says, you do not look like what I expected, but I still love your voice. Thanks. No, that's great. Whenever you hear a butt in there, well, never. No, I actually get that a lot. Yeah, no, I get that a lot. Good to have you on the program. Hi, can I have a shout out? Says Matthias Goldberg. Well, there you go. There's your shout out. Better Television says, Oxhorn, good day. How are you doing today? I'm doing very well. This is the cigar that I started on just before I had to end the broadcast earlier today. I had to end because some family came over. We had a great Thanksgiving a few days ago, and then he was in the area, and so he came over with his kids, and they just romped and roared all throughout the house. It was a really good time. But they're on their way, so I'm going to be enjoying a nice cigar today. Time to finish my cigar. I've got another backup just in case. Adam says, I missed the streams today. Glad I got to catch this one. Yeah, the streams from earlier today are both live on YouTube. They're both under 4 hours, so none of them got cut by YouTube. You can actually watch the whole thing. I'm really excited about that. Hunter Cornut says, can I have a shadow, Ox? Just make it a shadow? Well, if you're missing a shadow, you may need someone whose expertise are different than mine. Perhaps someone who, I don't know, carries a revolver with silver bullets, or loves garlic. I'm not sure. Tammy says, love your videos, Axe. Can you please? And it flew off the screen. Hold on. Can you please do the face cam when you play Wolfenstein tonight? Maybe. All right. I'll try and figure that out. Oxhorn is back once again to save the day. It says Ash Malachi. Mr. Real Madrid Bernou toasts me with some scotch. Thank you, good sir. Hunter Cornett says, I meant to say shout out. Sorry. Oh, I see. So you weren't asking for a shadow. You didn't want to borrow mine, because that would have been creepy. You wanted to shout out. Okay, that makes much more sense. Something fell. Oh, hold on. I'll be right back. What was that? No, it's fine. The noise is fine, but I have to have the door cracked so that the air can flow out and out. Oh, I closed it because that's for noise. No, it's okay. I've got the window open. I just got the crack. All right, where was I? Taz says, Ox, I'm having a blast simply exploring the map in 76. The quests are great, but it's so much fun just to explore. You know what? I keep finding myself moving closer to this screen to read your chat, so I'm just going to move my camera. That's going to make things a little easier. You're right. It is great to explore. It's a big open world, and that's what I've been enjoying about it. How's your day, Ox? My day is going very well. Had a wonderful gaming session earlier. And now I can sit back and hang with all of you. Derek says, rise, rise, lift your eyes to the simulated skies and grind for more XP while the universe dies. If that's how you get your kicks, I'm not one to judge. You know, many of the where's my ladder? Many of the MMOs that I've played in the past had a lot of grinding in them, but I haven't found much of a grind in Fallout 76 just yet. Just by doing the quests, I'm already almost level 50. Ryan M. Pearson says, Ox, my man, what are the chances we could get a home office tour from you in the near future? Take us around. Show us the knickknacks, stories, etc. The chances are pretty good. I'm planning on doing that. I'm waiting because I need to add a few more to my collection and make some touch-ups to my computer. There are a few things I want to do before I give you the factory tour. But that's the plan. Hunter Cornett says, I missed your live stream today. What happened? I'm in. What happened in it? Well, in my live stream today, we finished the Free States quests. And we learned as much as we could from following the primary plot. There will be more that we'll learn as we encounter the Enclave. But after we discovered the Free States and finished their quest, we began the Brotherhood of Steel. So we went to Camp Venture, where we learned everything about them, and then moved on to Camp Defiance, or Fort Defiance, I believe it is what it's called. And then I had to log out. So that is where we will log in next time. Red Runner says, thanks for the video, Zox. It's helping me get over this chest cold, or whatever is making me cough up my lungs. Well, I'm glad to help. Sorry about your cold. 'Tis the season, though. Bombcha says, finally bought Fallout 76 yesterday. I started playing, and my armor is blurry. The vault suit under it is fine, just the leather armor won't render in. I have no idea what's causing that issue in Fallout 76. I can say that in Fallout 4, there were a number of any settings you could tweak to change that. And one thing, I don't know if this is accurate, but one thing that helped me, when I was having that issue in Fallout 4, I had to make sure that I was allowing the game to use enough RAM, but not only enough RAM on my physical machine, but within the increments of that type of RAM. So if you're using an 8 gigabyte stick and you're trying to allocate the RAM available for the game, you have to multiply in multiples of that 8 gigabyte stick. So even if you had 50 gigs available and you only wanted to offer 40 available, you wouldn't be able to do 40. You'd have to do it within the multiples of that 8 gigabyte stick. Otherwise, you would get blurry textures. I don't know why, but adding that into the enb series.ini file worked. But that was only because I was using an enb in Fallout 4. And I'm not using one Fallout 76. And I also haven't seen that issue yet. So that's very strange. Jabba Wabba says, favorite weapon, quest, and location in Fallout 76. I'm not going to get this cigar smoked at all, am I? Let's light this thing. Well, I haven't done it all in Fallout 76 yet. I really enjoyed the Order of Mysteries quest line. It's one of the best quests in any game ever. It's exceedingly sad. And there are a few little quirks with it, but it's still one of my favorites. Now, I haven't completed all the quests in Fallout 76 yet, so it's hard for me to pick a favorite. Sorry, I'm getting tobacco confetti in my mouth. It's hard for me to pick a favorite at the moment when I haven't really gone through the entire game. I'm planning to get through the entire game, and then I'll probably be at a better spot to answer those questions. In terms of creatures, I love Mothman. I think he was just really well designed. The Gatling gun is great. It's not practical. It's kind of slow, but everything else about it is great. Daniel Shimoda says, hey, Ox, I bought Fallout 76 from watching your videos. I've had a blast watching you play. Well, thank you, Daniel. I hope you really enjoy playing it yourself as well. Dawson Holiday says, you know how much I like to talk about Fallout space stations, so I just have to ask, did you find the space station? If not, you should look it up, the location, and go there. I will be looking up the space station and going there, but I have a task. And my task is to finish the primary plot of the game. That task is not just because the viewers have been demanding it, but also because if I'm going to be creating a lore series, I need to understand the plot of the game, which is going to help me understand many of the side locations. So I've got to educate myself as quickly as possible so that I can continue to produce accurate content for my channel. So I'm really trying to get through the main story. Then I'll go off and explore other things. But hey, stick with me in my live streams and we'll all go there together. Master of None says 40 is divisible by 8. It goes in there 5 times. Look, I'm not a mathematician. I never claimed to be. It was an example. Apparently a bad one, but whatever. Dawson, and then the last one was Dawson Holidays. Thank you very much. Ox, I don't know how to get Cass. Watch my video on Cass. I don't recall how I got her. I remember there were a few things you had to do before meeting her at the 188 trading post. No, it wasn't the 188 trading post. It was the further one by the doors that lead out of Mojave Outpost. I remember you had to do something before meeting her at the Mojave Outpost, but I don't recall what it was. So just watch my video on Cass. I covered it at the very beginning. Hey, Ox, what is the Enclave? The Enclave is a faction that appeared in Fallout 1, Fallout 2, and Fallout 3. And they're basically the remnants of the pre-war government. You know, whereas the Brotherhood of Steel is the remnants of the pre-war military, the Enclave is the remnants of the pre-war government. And they don't like each other. They kind of clash. But apparently, they make an appearance here in West Virginia. Hunter says, hey, Ox, I'm playing Fallout New Vegas, and I can't get past the death close to New Vegas. How do I get past them? The death clause to New Vegas? The death clause to New Vegas? I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but I can say that if you're leaving Good Springs and you just go directly north out of Good Springs, you're going to have a bad time. The path north out of Good Springs is swarming with death claws and cazadors. So you're going to want to go east instead. Take the road east out of out of Good Springs, and then just follow the quest marker. Continue that way, and it'll take you to New Vegas the safe way. Edom108 says, it's 4 a.m. where I live. Guest sleep is for the week. Well, I'm just glad you chose to spend your sleepless nights here on the program. Zachary Lawson says, hey, Ox, love the vids. I'm hooked on all your lore vids. Smoking a cigar with you right now. Brother, keep up the awesomeness. Well, thank you very much. No music, says Veron. Is there no music playing? Okay. I had music playing this entire time. Apparently, I had it muted on my stream. Sorry about that. You have to do a quest for her. Yeah, the quest is called Heartache by the Number. But she also doesn't give you her quest until certain prerequisites are met. For example, you can't have high Legion fame and get cast as a companion. So just check out my video on cast, and that should give you all the answers you need. Ryan Saylor says, I'm looking for a new cigar for my collection. Any recommendations? I don't know. I'm not good at collections. I don't collect cigars. I smoke them. These are very smokable cigars. I'm smoking La Aurora y Leones. And there are plenty of other good ones out there, like Churchill-sized Romeo y Julietas. Roland Palacios says, saying hello from San Antonio, Texas. Well, thanks, Roland. I've never been there, but I've had family go through there before. I'd love to visit someday. Jeff Exani says, is this the only room you smoke in? It is indeed. I'm not going to let my smoke go through the house, so I've got a crack in the door, which allows the window on the opposite side of the house to have an airflow leading out this window. So I've got a huge fan in that window, as you can see. I have it cranked to maximum, and it's like a jet stream in here. Oh, there's no way this smoke can escape the room, because the door is only open a crack, and all the air from outside of my room is going this way. And it's been working. Rainer Murillo says the White Springs Bunker is the Enclave headquarters, for those of you who don't know. And the last quest I am become death. Yeah, that's something that I mentioned during my live stream earlier today. We are going in order for the main quests, so I'm working on the Brotherhood of Steel plot right now. Once we are done with the Brotherhood of Steel, we will then tackle the Enclave. Tyler Krasny, says, I really like your beard. It makes me jealous. Well, thank you. I really like my beard, too. All right. Remember how I said that there was just one libation of alcohol left? It really was a libation. Bye, Lily. Love you. Don't close the door. Thank you. My family is leaving. That was my little niece. My brother and brought his kids over, and they're just heading out the door. I wanted to make this at 7. So here we go. Now, I don't have a cup. No sense dirtying it for just that last little bit. But then again, I'm also not a hobo. And I can't drink from a bottle live on camera, so. There we go. For the rest of the night, it's Diet Coke and smoke rings. The kids are having a blast playing with their cousins. With all the controversy surrounding Fallout 76, how do you like it? I love it. This channel was a surprise to me, if I can be perfectly honest. I didn't choose to play Fallout 4 back in the day because I thought Fallout 4 would be a big moneymaker. I chose to play Fallout 4 because I liked it. Like, that was the game I was playing. That's the game I really enjoyed, and that's what I wanted to do. It wasn't until I started creating content for this channel, Fallout 4 content for this channel, that through my love of Fallout 4, I grew a love for the other Fallouts that I had already played, 3, New Vegas, and then others I hadn't, like 1, 2, and Tactics. So I really have to thank Fallout 4 for igniting my my interest in the game, and I had no idea that this community even existed. Before this, really the only games I had played was World of Warcraft, and that's it. I didn't really play any other games. Now that Fallout 76 is out, because I just love the lore of this franchise, naturally I'm really enjoying my gameplay of Fallout 76. I want more content, more Fallout 4 lore, anything canonical, anything that can help clarify questions I've had about the primary plot, any new stories that I can learn and that I can retell. That's what I really want. So many of the things that people have gotten hung up on, lack of NPCs, human NPCs, the way the game looks, which doesn't bother me for some reason. It doesn't bother me. That's bothering people. And then all the bugs, which again don't bother me because it's a Bethesda game. You gotta have bugs. The things that are really hanging up many other players, that don't bother me because I'm there for the story and I'm really enjoying myself. So yeah, I'm really pleased with Fallout 76. I'm going to continue to stream it on my channel because that's what I want to play. Not because I think that's the moneymaker. If I wanted to make money, I'd play Fortnite. You guys want me to start streaming Fortnite? Would you like that? Probably not. So I'm going to continue playing a game that I'm really interested in, which is Fallout 76. Jammin Cohen says, at what point in Fallout 1 did the Enclave appear? It must have been in a terminal entry that I forgot about, but IIRC, the Enclave, don't appear in the flesh until Fallout 2. Yeah, they don't appear in the flesh until Fallout 2. It's the very beginning of Fallout 2 that they appear. I think you may be right. I don't believe they appear even in a terminal entry or a note until Fallout 2. They're the primary antagonist to Fallout 2, and then they make, of course, an appearance in Fallout 3. Valdude says, how do you tackle Fallout 76 solo? I try at level 30, and I get my butt kicked. How do you not go through so many stim packs? I mean, I don't know how to answer that question. I'm just as new to the game as everyone else. I didn't use a character builder, a character build created by someone else. I just made one up. So, I mean, I just played the game the way that I really enjoyed it, which was a power armor wearing rifle build. Shotguns and rifles. Oh, here everyone's answering my question about Fortnite. Yes, never. No, no, yes, no. Steve says, Ox, do you know what the Dragon is? If not, it's a 4-barrel black powder rifle, and it is a random drop. Yes, many people have been talking about it in my broadcasts. I'm looking forward to getting it. Brandon says, no, for Nizzle. Play it, says Colby. Oh, God, please no, says Adim. What about L.A. Noire, says Stalker. Yeah, L.A. Noire is another one of those games that, you know, again, it's people don't, they're not rushing to play L.A. Noire on YouTube because it's the big money maker. It's a game I just was interested in, and I decided to produce content on it because I personally liked playing it and telling that story, and thankfully it has resonated with many players, and they want me to continue telling that story. So, yeah, I am going to continue to play L.A. Noire on this channel and tell those stories, but please remember that Fallout 76 is a brand new game, and this is the first opportunity I've had to really cover a new game while it's still new. Even when I started producing content for Fallout 4, it had been out for over 3 or 4 months. I didn't start any content for Fallout 4 until around April of 2016. So yeah, I'm going to continue to produce content about Fallout 76 while it's new. Really kind of get wrap my head around this story. But I'm not going to neglect the other Fallout games or L.A. Noire. I will continue with all of those series. Oxy should raise the Oxhorn army in Fallout 76. I don't know. I'm not fond of mobs, even when I'm leading them. Dave A says, Ox, love to watch you live. And Scotch and Smoke Rings. Had to give you a big 76 thumbs up, and a thanks for the several days of laughing bouts as you cleansed in the palace of Rama Lama Ding Dong a few live sessions ago. Loving your life, 76. Oh, yeah. The Palace of the Winding Winds. Oh, my gosh. That holotape. Was that a 10-minute holotape? Where they were just talking about the pillars. Cleansing the pillars. Oh, my gosh. That was a really long holotape. Rainier says you can craft stim packs if you join the Enclave. Also, Ox, I think it's funny that I actually tell my friends about you and the knowledge you gave me. Well, thank you, Rainier. I appreciate it. I am looking forward to meeting the Enclave. That day will come. Andrew says, do you like that in Fallout 76 no faction is really set to be the bad guy? Such as the players decide if the Enclave of the Brotherhood of Steel, etc. are the good guys or bad guys. Yeah, If I had one major criticism about Fallout New Vegas, it's that the Legion is awful. And the Legion is supposed to be awful. One of the wonderful things about New Vegas is there are no good choices. Every choice has very negative consequences. So it's not like there's a clear depiction between the right choice and the wrong choice. But I believe there is a distinct line between good and evil in Fallout New Vegas. In Fallout 4, for example, the waters are much murkier. Because as you begin to explore the factions, they each have their own cause, and you find very good people in all of the factions. In the Brotherhood of Steel, you have Scribe Hanlon, who's just a genuinely sweet, good, and wonderful person. In the Institute, you find a bunch of wonderful scientists that are mature and level-headed and just love their families. And then, of course, the Minutemen and the Railroad. They're just all filled with all of these wonderful people. There are no good people in the Legion. They're all evil. They're just awful, all of them. And in the cons, the great cons, I mean, there may be a few fairly level-headed people there, but they're mostly just, you know, yeah, we go and we pillage people on the road. That's what we do. What? Okay. In Fallout 76, I do like the fact that you really have to make an argument for one of the factions. But I don't know all of the stories yet, so I'm going to leave that at that and learn more as I continue to play. Oh. Oh, man, they're just flying off the screen. Dawson Holiday says, by the way, Ox, I just got my Power Armor edition of the game because I was one of the many to whom Bethesda waited an unreasonable amount of time to ship it to. But I gotta say, it was worth the wait. Yeah, I feel really bad for those of you who bought the Power Armor edition or some other edition of the game where you had to wait upon a physical copy. And the most annoying thing about waiting for that physical copy to arrive physically in the mail is when you opened up the limited edition exclusive tin that's supposed to hold the CD. Inside, you just find a card with a digital download code on it. And that's how you install the game if you bought the Power Armor edition, which I did, and that's what I had to do. So there were so many people who couldn't play on launch day because of that, and that was just really frustrating. I don't know how much of that was in Bethesda's control, but it was just, it shouldn't have happened. Daniel Mikado says, Ox, when you chase down Taggarty, be wary. Okay, thanks. I'd like to explore the game, you know, without spoilers. Thanks, though. Shadowwing says, shout out, please. What's your story for Fallout in Texas? You know, I believe Fallout Brotherhood of Steel already took place partially in Texas, but I suppose it's possible that they could do another Fallout in Texas in the future. Will you ever cover the Fallout Brotherhood of Steel 2 design docs for the game that got canceled, says Level 20 Feck Totem? Well, I don't know if we're talking about the same game. I know that there was a Fallout 3 that was in the works, codenamed Van Buren, that had a bunch of... it was practically designed. The game had practically been designed when it was canceled by Black Isle Studios. And I know that all of those design documents had been released. If you're talking about Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, which was the console-only game that is universally regarded as the worst Fallout game ever created, which I look forward to covering on this channel someday. Then no, I haven't seen anything about a Fallout Brotherhood of Steel 2. Dead Be Damned says, hey Ox, during the Enclave questline, you get the schematics for Prototype Episode 1 Power Armor. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, that's not a surprise anymore. Thanks. Overweight Outdoorsman says, did you see the FDA report that people who smoke 1 to 2 cigars a day don't have any significant risk when it comes to lung cancer? I did not see that report. I don't know if that's true or not. It doesn't sound true to me. I do know that you don't inhale cigar smoke, so there is some logistical thinking behind that. I get why that could be true, but this is not healthy. I'm not going to pretend that this is healthy. It's not good. I'm not doing a nice, good thing right here. It's still something I'm doing because I enjoy it, and that's that. Paladin Ghost says, hey Oxhorn, this is my first live show. How's it going? It's going well. This is typically called Scotch and Smoke Rings, but I was out of Scotch, so today it's Diet Coke and Smoke Rings. Dawson Holiday says, I know, right? But thankfully, I was able to play the beta, so I agree with your opinion on the No Power Armor edition. The helmet is awesome, but the bag is disappointing. Yeah, that was my feeling. I liked almost everything that was included in the Power Armor edition. The helmet, which is right up there, was nice. It was pretty well made. I mean, it does kind of feel like a toy, but it's still functional and it's pretty well made. The bag was really disappointing, but everything else was pretty cool. How many dwellers do you have in Fallout Shelter? Well, have you seen the Flatwoods Monster yet? Yes, we saw the Flatwoods Monster 2 days ago. It was a surprise, and then it disappeared. I don't even know. I'm not good at Fallout Shelter. I haven't played much of it. I have it on my phone, and I play it once a year on my flight to spend a holiday with my family. I fly across the country to spend holidays with the family once a year, and that's when I play Fallout Shelter. And I've had the same vault for 2 or 3 years now. I don't think I have a lot of dwellers. I think I killed most of them. Cortari says, hey Alex, I sent you a message on Patreon. Please take a look. All right, I'll take a look after my broadcast. Where did you get the Nuka-Cola coasters on your desk, says Tammy. Oh, where did I get these? After I got my furniture, I had to get coasters. I'm not going to ruin my wooden furniture. I think it was ThinkGeek or GameStop. It doesn't say on here. Ironically, this Nuka-Cola coaster was made in China. Donnie says, when will the next episode of The Order of Mysteries be out? Tomorrow morning at 6 in the morning. The video's already done. I've already uploaded it. I still have to add a thumbnail and do a few other things, but it's done. So you'll be able to watch it tomorrow, and it's a good one. Tomorrow we go to Lewisburg. We turn that entire town upside down, and we not only learn what happened to our mentor when we go there, Mistress Natasha Hunt, but we learn a little bit more about the political climate of West Virginia just before the bombs dropped and slightly thereafter. So it's a really interesting episode from a lore perspective. A lot of terminal entries. We're going to be reading a lot, but it's still a lot of fun. Simon says, what is this stream for? This is Scotch and Smoke Rings. I've been doing this show for 9 years. I sit here and I smoke cigars on camera and I talk with Scotch. Typically. Sometimes it's Diet Coke. But usually it's Scotch. That's what the show's all about. And then later on, we'll play a game. This time it's Wolfenstein, the New Order. And it's fun. Please play Fallout Miami. I would love to. Tara says, Oxhorn, what is Scotch and smoke rings? I don't understand why the format of the show is so confusing. It's not confusing. I smoke cigars on camera. That's the whole point. It makes perfect sense. Diet Coke, ew, says Evil Bunny. I know, but it was Thanksgiving. We had to have beverages for everybody, and I'm out of booze. They drank it all, so this is what I've got. It's either this water. The water's great, but my son just mixed a spoon in my water because he's all about mixing things. He loves reactions. So he put a spoon in dish soap, and then he put it in my water. And now I got a big cup of soapy water. So I told him to go dump it in the sink, and so I've all got is Diet Coke. Any beard tips? Says Concola. Yes. There's one very important thing you have to think about before you sit down to consciously grow a beard. You have to make sure that you never shave. If you do, your entire plan is thwarted. Took me a while to figure that out, but I can confirm that if you never shave, you have a higher chance of growing a beard than if you do. So bear that in mind, jot it down, save it for later. Kairosim 9220 says, Hi Ox, you're awesome. I love the Fallout World 2, and I love the new Fallout 76, and I love your work. Well, thank you very much. I agree. Taz says, Ox, do you find it difficult switching between the different Fallout games? No. I really don't. They all sort of feel, I mean, they do feel different. All of them do feel a little bit different. But, you know, right when, even if I have to shoot footage for Fallout 3 and then immediately go and shoot footage for Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 4, you know, you kind of slip right into it immediately. It doesn't... Paul says, Jag talar lite svenska, men min svenska är inte bra. Min svenska är inte bra. Rainer Marilla says, why not try to drink your Nuka Quantum? Couldn't hurt. Oh, yeah. Couldn't hurt you. Might hurt me. I'll get irradiated. Evergreen says, my God, I've been doing it wrong all these years. Well, I mean, hate to break it to you, but if you want to grow a beard, that is the best way. I know it's maybe disappointing. Matt, I know. Okay, if you want some real tips, here's some real tips. If you're a young man and you're trying to grow a beard, my suggestion is to shave. And that's because when you're a young man, like still in high school, it's not likely that you're going to be able to grow a full beard for many years. Instead, you'll grow sort of like a half beard. It'll appear in patches maybe, or maybe just a little line on your lip. It won't look good. It'll be a little scraggly. Now, some people are different. Some people can just, you know, burst out with a Viking beard at the moment they turn 16. You know, it's the night before the 15th birthday, baby-faced. The morning of their 16th birthday, it happens. But most boys, it's just little scraggly bits, or they get the peach fuzz, right? That's slightly turning darker. So my recommendation would be just to get in the habit of shaving, right? Is this the hawk? The talk, says Rookie? No, this is not the... Well, I guess you could call it the talk. If your father hasn't sat you down to have the beard talk yet, well, sit down, take off your caps. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for Uncle Oxhorn to share some information about beards. Anyway, if you're a young man, just shave. Shave until you're in your 20s or until you can easily grow, you know, a decent amount of scruff. Then it's just all about maintenance. You know, if you've got shaved stubble, then you want to make sure that you're using some sort of beard oil right out the bat, and that your follicles are nice and open. To, you know, so that you don't get ingrown hairs. You don't want a bunch of ingrown hairs when you're first starting your beard. And then it's just a patience game. Eat protein, eggs, be healthy. Health is important. Jog in the morning after brushing your teeth. Daly says, lol, I'm 27 and my dad never gave me advice. Well, there are some conversations I'm sorry I can't help you with. If your dad never gave you that story, I can't. I'm sorry. Find someone else. Andrew Turner says, God bless America. God bless the Enclave. Elite Slayer says, I'm 14 and I'm growing one hair at a time. Aren't we all, my friend? Aren't we all? Call of Duty fan says, can you do more Fallout 4? And then Mark says, Oxlol, how do you stop your beard from itching? Okay. So can I do Fallout 4? Yes. Will I do more Fallout 4? Yes. The thing with Fallout 4 is I've nearly exhausted all content I could possibly create about that game. There are still a few places left to go, and there are still other things I could do besides lore for Fallout 4. So there will be more content for Fallout 4. Now, to prevent your beard from itching, here's the thing. You can't prevent your beard from itching when it's first growing. And the reason for that is, especially if you have shaved your face previously, then the very tips of the hair, as they're growing through your follicle, are sliced completely flat, which gives them a sharp edge all around the hair. And so they scrape against the sides of your follicles coming out, which itches and irritates your skin and makes them red. So the best thing to do for that is to use a beard oil, a good beard oil, or a beard butter. Get a nice beard butter all right in there. That's going to help. Then, you know, after you've established yourself with a good amount of manly mane, then you don't have to worry about it. It stops itching after a while. That's because everything gets tangled in a nice nest right around your chin. And also you become used to it, so you don't have to worry about it. Matt says, what's the longest your beard has grown? This is pretty close. I think the longest it ever grew was like right out to here. Every man has a different terminal length for their beard. Mine's not very long. My terminal length is like right out to here. It just doesn't grow much longer than that. Vault Dude says, hey, I know you're doing a show right now, but another settlement needs your help. I'll mark it on your map. Thanks, Carvey. United Federation of Planets says in all caps, butter? Google it. Zachary Lawson. Hey, Ox, hitting the manure of the cigar, so I'm going to head out. But one question. Do you have a P.O. box for gifts and mail and whatnot? Well, Zachary, I hope you enjoyed the cigar while it was still sweet. I don't have a P.O. box right now for gifts and all of that, but I'll be sure to update my channel with that information when I do. Joel says, can you please do a smoke ship this episode? Get Beanstalk in to help you. Love the vids. Love your gentlemanly whimpers when you see a scorpion. He called it a whimper. Ah, I wouldn't call it a whimper. It's more like, is it a whimper? It's more like a shriek. Yoo-hoo! You know, like that. Like you get scared of the Scotch piece because it's scary. It's not a whimper. I imagine a whimper being. Oh wait, I do that too. Dang it. Oh, maybe it is a whimper. Smoke ship. No, I'm not doing smoke ships anymore. They're too complicated. There are too many people watching these days. All right. I'll do a smoke ship, but it's of my own choosing. Okay. Are you ready? All right, hold on. What is a smoke ship? Okay. It used to be a regular segment of the show. Back in the day, before the Fallout years, I would blow smoke ships at the end of every episode. And we're not done with this episode yet, but I will do a smoke ship. So, you know how in Lord of the Rings, Gandalf impressed Bilbo, or was it Frodo? It was one of the does. By blowing a ship out of smoke instead of a big ring. You know, Frodo was sitting there with his pipe, you know, blowing these big old rings, and he was really proud of himself. And then Gandalf blows a ship. Well, my set bonus, the hat, the beard, the suspenders, and the cigar, combined, when I have all equipped, my set bonus is the ability to create a smoke ship. And I would usually craft a ship based on the viewer's recommendations. They would say, I want to see a Zeppelin, or I want to see a ship from Star Trek, like the NC-17, or whatever. I was happy to oblige. But these days, the chat is just moving so much that, you know, I can't track it. So I'm just going to make my own ship. I'm going to do, you know, a typical Spanish galleon. Typical Spanish galleon. Hold on, that wasn't ship. Got to get nice, thick, white smoke. Whoa! Did you see it? For the briefest of moments before your very eyes was a beautiful Spanish galleon with the two masts. And they had all the sails, and the cannons were out, the little cannon portal, the things on the side. The cannons were out, and they had the guys with the swabs and the deck. They were swabbing it in smoke. It's like a diorama. Look, I can't explain how I do it. It's just, you know how some people have gifts? You can't explain how it works. It just works. King Lenny says, hold my beer, Ox. I grow a full one at 17. Nice. Good on you. The Axe Wrestling says, I have one question for you right now, sir. How would I go about getting max settlement happiness in Fallout 4? I'm attempting to do a platinum run right now, and I'm having trouble with it. It's tricky. It's tricky. I did a video. I've done a couple of videos on it. So just go to my channel and search for happiness, and you'll find my videos on the topic. I love your beard, says Elder Semper Fi. Well, thank you very much. Rainier Murillo says, how many springs do you have, and how many are in that helmet of yours? Yeah, no, I could probably salvage my T-51B for springs. I need them. I'm out of springs. Daniel says, hey, Ox, when I grow a beard, I look like an old kung fu master from a 70s movie. I gave it up. Ha ha. I don't know. Some people can really rock the kung fu master from the 70s movies. You never know. You may want to try again someday. Ox, what did you do before YouTube? Was it an easy transition? Yeah, it was an easy transition. Well, before I ever did YouTube, I was a college student. It was back in 2003, 2004. I never did any YouTube. Then YouTube came out, and I started doing YouTube. But then I retired, and then I joined the workforce, and I was a hospitality marketing professional for many years. And then I went back to YouTube, and it was pretty straightforward. I mean, honestly, I don't feel like I have to work. I mean, I work at it with my videos, but when I'm in front of the camera, it's not like I have to get into character or anything. I mean, I am putting on a little bit of a character. I mean, the hat, I don't wear this hat normally. This is my show hat. It's not my everyday Oxhorn hat. This is my show hat. The kids see it once a week when Daddy has to get ready for the show. But aside from that, it's just, you know, I sit down and talk. Same with my broadcasts. Star Trek or Star Wars? Well, I know this is a controversial question, but if I'm being honest, Star Trek. Look, I know. Prequel memes, yes, I get it. Hello there. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I do love Star Wars. It's great. It's fine. The thing I like about Star Trek is it's less wizards and more ships, right? It's fictional, but it's grounded in a firmer reality. Like it's envisioning a future that might be possible. I mean, I don't think there are Romulans and Klingons out there or anything, or that we'll even ever be able to go to the speed of light, or, oh no, the chat's freaking out. Oh, I'm sorry. I love Star Wars. That's great. It's my favorite thing ever. But Star Trek, man. Next generation. Okay, and then they're going to get into... Look, if I had to choose between Kirk and Picard, I mean, I love them both. You've just lost a sub today, says Tythus. I'm sorry. I know. It's hard. But younglings? Really? I'm sorry. And the Ewoks? Come on, man. I mean, then again, Kirk did make it with the green woman, so... They've both got their goofy. But next gen. I mean, is there anything better than next gen? You've got Captain Picard learning to play a flute when he spends a lifetime in another world while he's having a coma. Oh, and then there are 4 lights? Come on. Don't get me started. I'll keep going and going. Suddenly, the great Oxhorn War breaks out, says Daly Atkins. Oh no, what have I done? I'm causing it. It's my fault. A tangled, you know, it's good that despite all of the acrimony out there about Fallout for some reason, at least we can laugh on this. At least this is still a joke. A tangled dangle says, hey Oxhorn, in your honest opinion, what would you consider a reasonable stash space for Fallout 76 while maintaining the survival aspect but being able to keep things you enjoy using / need? Happy weekend. I don't think the answer is as simple as increasing the stash limit. There has to be another solution. Like, even if they kept the stash limit the same, but gave us other ways to store or otherwise collapse certain items so that they're not quite as heavy, I think that would be a better alternative than simply raising the stash limit. Because raising the stash limit is just, I mean, we're going to meet that limit. That's the day they raise the stash limit, everyone will meet or exceed that limit again, right? I mean, you could raise it indefinitely and someone will meet that cap. James says, congratulations, you've been selected for a prize. Star Trek all the way. Elder Semperfi says, your beard is my inspiration. Well, I'm here to inspire. Rainier says, ever heard of Warhammer 40k? And if not, you should look it up. I have heard of it. I tried to get into it, and I never did. Mainly because I don't think I have the patience. When I was younger, my small group of friends were really into tabletop games, and they were playing the fantasy version of that game, which I think was just called Warhammer, and I wasn't interested. But then I saw the Warhammer 40k figurines, and at the time I was a young man, and I really enjoyed model building. And so the painting of the figurines was really cool to me. So I would buy sets of the Warhammer 40K figurines just to paint them. I never played with them, but I liked painting them. But yeah, I haven't picked that up in decades, man. You're bringing up something I haven't thought about in years. Star Wars all the way, Oxhorn. How could you? Randy says, okay, you like Star Trek. What about No Man's Sky? I loved the idea of No Man's Sky, but the reality of No Man's Sky on launch was extremely disappointing. Now, I know that the game has changed a lot since then, and it's not fair for me to even comment on the game based on my understanding of it when I played it, because it's a completely different game now. But at the time, I was really disappointed, and that kind of soured me to the game, and I haven't revisited it, even though I own it. Like, I own the game now. I didn't get a refund or anything, but I don't know. I don't really want to go back right now. I've got other things that I'm looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to Metro Exodus. That's what I'm excited about right now. I'm also looking forward to Cyberpunk 2077, but I know I'm not going to be able to live stream that because of all of the nudity in the game. I know that I'm not going to be able to play that game. Just that's the nature of YouTube. I don't want to get into the argument about violence versus nudity. Sure, fine, but the reality is that YouTube is YouTube. And on YouTube, if you want to make money, you can't have nudity, even if it's in a video game. So I won't be able to live stream Cyberpunk 2077, as interesting to me as it seems. So I'm really looking forward to Metro Exodus. That sounds like it's going to be a great game, and I look forward to doing live streams about that. I played all of the other Metros live on this program. I have them in playlists on my homepage, my channel homepage. Just go on down, and I played them during episodes of Scotch and Smoke Rings like this. We're about to transition. There wasn't a watch there. Did you see that? No watch. We're about to transition to the game, and that's how I got through all of the previous Metros. They were a blast. Taz says, Ox, did you find that you can reduce resources by crafting bulk versions at the Tinkerer's Workbench? Yes. Only certain things can be bulked, and you actually save space by bulking them. About half the items, if you bulk them, you're not saving any space. Another half of that half where you are saving space, it's not really enough to be worth it. But there are a few items where it really does help to bulk them, and I just need to sit down and do it. Okay, let's get the game going. I hope it works. I didn't test it from last week. Looks like it's working. More importantly, Ginger or Marianne? Marianne all the way. How is that even a question? All right. I think my cigar is out. I'm going to have to light a new one. Hold on. Star Trek or Doctor Who, says Ash. Well, I have to confess, I'm not as educated about the classic Doctor Who as I am with the more modern incarnations. So I would have to compare it to the modern Doctor Who, and I know that that doesn't do the Doctor Who series justice. I've enjoyed the recent Doctor Who's, but if I had to choose, I would definitely choose Star Trek. What's this game about? It's about killing Nazis. We're in for a blast.
Sit with me, Miss Anya. Listen in on these frequencies. Anything out of London, make a note of the time and write down as much as you can. Here is pen. Paper.
Can I do typewriter?
You know how to type?
Yes. My parents thought I should learn.
For you to take dictation, prescriptions and such.
Not really. It was useful during my time at the University of London for my doctorate in archaeology. Then the Blitz came, and I had to go back home. I was only 16.
Well, Doctor, please assist me in figuring out what these damn Nazis are up to.
Am I supposed to sit and listen to this? Is this part of the plot, or do I just walk around and explore? What's this?
You can find Klaus on the second floor. He should have the folder for Project Whisper.
Okay, that's where I need to go to the second floor.
Looking to make friends.
Oh, fine, buddy. Be that way. Bobby Bram. Wow, look at all these notes. Okay, lore time. Royal Air Force down, but not out. Liverpool, June 25th, 1945. The Royal Air Force suffered a major defeat yesterday at the Battle of over Liverpool. No major losses were reported on both sides. The RAF were forced to retreat after losing more than 2/3 of their fighters. But even when faced with overwhelming odds, our brave boys in the skies continue to fight for king and country. This fighting spirit may be what constitutes the very essence of Englishness. Us Englishmen, we fight until the very end, said a corner shop owner, trying to put out a fire raging inside St. Luke's Church. And I'll be damned if I will let some Jerry come here and tell us what to do. Sorry. Now, I can't do a British accent, so that's just what came out. Was this man channeling the spirit of RAF pilot Jameson? Jameson, who was shot down above Liverpool yesterday, burst out of his burning wreckage, his body on fire and armed only with a pistol, and killed 4 German paratroopers before finally succumbing himself. Even as the enemy stands at our doorstep, the RAF will go to hell and back to kick them out of England. Jolly good, boys. Rainier Murillo says, sleep in the bed on the second floor. That's all I ask. Okay. I can try. Triumph in the East. Berlin, April 4th, 1947. It was a devastating defeat for the Red Army when the German flag was raised on the western side of the River Volga this morning. In a statement to our reporter on site, Field Marshal Frederick Ritter said that the victory is not only thanks to our hardworking and dedicated troops, but also the result of a new weapon that was deployed for the first time in battle. The Panzerhund is a mechanical autonomous beast of war that cannot feel fear and cannot feel remorse. It is the purest form of killing machine, and it will tear the Russians apart, limb by limb. The Red Surrender. Moscow, December 12th, 1946. The cold Russian winter bites hard, but one could not tell looking at the rosy, smiling faces of the victorious German army and the liberated Russian people. Liberated Russian people? Okay. The last battle against the Red Army took place in Izhevsk, following their month-long campaign to seize the Russian capital, a campaign which, after numerous setbacks and hundreds of civilian casualties, caused the Russian people to turn against their own army. Wow! Really? We're learning about an alternative history here. With nightly bomb raids by the German Air Force on the Red Army's military factories in the Ural region, it was merely a matter of time before the Russian forces would start to lose their morale. The murderous tyrant, Joseph Stalin, is yet to be found, but there are rumors circulating that he may have been assassinated by his own men. Whoa, okay. Victory in Asia. Berlin, July 8th, 1948. Early Monday morning, a special assault team launched an attack on the last stronghold of the People's Liberation Army. Within hours, the Republic of China surrendered unconditionally. Experts commented that the Japanese government now have no choice but to give up their territorial claims in Asia. Sources close to Field Marshal claimed that a plan is being drawn up for both China and Japan, which will transition the two countries into several states with separate governments and military. These states will, of course, be supremely governed by their superior German Empire. Well, wait a minute. I don't get it. Didn't Japan join the Axis during World War II? Of course they did. So, did Germany betray Japan? Or did that not happen in this universe? Extra! Prisoners escape Eisenwald. Berlin, October 13th, 1960. Early morning, a small group of prisoners escaped from Eisenwald prison. The prisoners were described by the police as highly dangerous murderers, rapists, and degenerates. I think that's us they're talking about. They advised the public to stay alert for people displaying deviant behavior and report anything that may help them track down these individuals.
Jeff, I'm busy. Fuck off.
Jerk.
Deal with it. I'm reading newspapers. Moscow in flames. Stockholm, March 16th, 1945. The Red Army were forced to retreat last night from Moscow, engulfed by flames following a week-long German bomb raid. The barrage of mortar fire heard throughout the night and well into early Thursday morning seems to have obliterated what was left of the inner parts of the city. Hey, welcome new member, Cody Morby. Pleasure to have you here. As of yet, there has been no word on the whereabouts of either Joseph Stalin or his high command. And finally, the British tyranny comes to an end. London, June 21st, 1948. As if blessed by the sun, the German flag hung high this morning over Buckingham Palace to mark the end of a tyrannical monarchy which has plagued the English people for centuries. What? Field Marshal Gerolf Feigenbaum, who led the British invasion, cautioned that armed resistance is to be expected, but the majority of the British people will soon realize how they have been fooled by the British government's warmongering leaders. Following the surrender, the whole of the Commonwealth now falls under German rule, and the remaining armies have been ordered to stand down. Holy cow, what's this? Last light in England. Paris, September 17th, 1951. The stalwart resistance of the brave people of London has been quelled, claim sources inside London. After the August uprising, which had seemed like a turning point for the resistance fighters, the German tyrants unleashed their latest machine of oppression, a monstrous thing called the London Monitor. Eyewitness reports describe the fight as a massacre, with the cobblestone streets drenched in the blood of the brave resistance fighters, crushed or gunned down by the giant machine. German elite combat units then proceeded to move from block to block, systematically taking out the last remnants of the freedom
I need
fighters.
that folder, Captain. See if you can find it. It's called Project Whisper. Talk to Klaus.
Keep on jamming. You got something for me to read? Terminal.
Well-maintained workbench. Don't think Guitar Boy would mind if I borrow it.
Oh, a workbench? What does this do? Okay, I made a model. A model that upgraded my armor? All right. Sadly, I can't use this terminal. Looks like all the lore was on that one wall. Archives locked. All right, upstairs.
Die ganze Zeit nach dem Hammer. Hast du ihn gesehen?
McDonald's.
You know about before going off on you like that. It's a force of habit.
No worries, Johnny Cowboy. It's not the first time it happens.
Yeah, perhaps you should consider removing them tattoos.
I will, in time. I was, as you Americans say, all wet when I got them. And I'm sorry to say it was a very proud moment of my life. I want removing them to be an even prouder moment. No more Nazis, no more tattoos.
So long as you don't get in the way of me killing Nazis, we'll see eye to eye. Caroline's looking for a document folder, Project Whisper.
Max doesn't speak English very well, but he does know Project Whisper. It's a risky business operation. He knows what it'll cost us to pull it out. Max doesn't like violence. He doesn't want to see anyone get hurt. Alles in Ordnung, mein Sohn. Wir werden für dich kämpfen.
Caroline said you borrowed the folder. Do you have it here?
I did take it 2 days ago, but I put it back. Go to the ground floor. The folder should be in the drawer in a desk in her room, where I left it.
Oh. Testy, testy.
Make a looky-loo in Caroline's room. The folder should be inside a desk.
Okay, do I have permission to go into her bedroom?
Must be Max's room.
Oh, no. Max. Okay, one of you told me to sleep in a bed. I can't sleep in that one.
What is Max hiding in there? Is that the Project Whisper folder? Either need a crowbar or find a way around.
What? Okay, I guess I don't need to go to Caroline's room. I found it in Max's dollhouse. Now to find a crowbar. Hello. Hello. Can't sleep in that bed. Oh, that! I see. I need a crowbar. Okay. Are these resistance fighters or targets? Hello. What's this? Blast boot. Mond Ja Ja. Music of some dog meat! Japan pushed back. Another threat approaches. Chongqing, March 7th, 1948. It was a proud moment for the Republic of China and the People's Liberation Army as the Japanese were pushed back into the Hubei province. Yet from the north, another dark menace approaches at a swift pace. The German army has overthrown the brave Russian Empire and is now moving towards China. During a rousing speech earlier today, the chairman spoke of his faith in the Chinese people. A unified China cannot be defeated, he said. A unified China cannot be conquered. A unified China will never surrender. America surrenders. Oh, no. Washington, December 24th, 1948. Speaking to the American people in the falling snow on Christmas Eve, the President of the United States declared the government's total surrender to the German army. The announcement comes just days after the atomic bomb was dropped on New York. This final act of violence may have saved millions of lives that would have resulted from a land invasion of America, said the German leader in a press statement following the announcement. I applaud the president for taking such a brave decision. After the president's speech, a spectacular show was put on by the invading troops, parading down the streets of Washington to the roaring sounds of German jet fighters passing by overhead. Even more spectacular were the massive mechanical beasts known as Panzerhunden, or armed dogs, hulking over the crowds. Atomic bomb hits America. Paris, December 21st, 1948. The largest bomb ever invented was dropped 13 hours ago on New York City, largely decimating Manhattan and killing over 200,000 people. It's an atomic bomb, said our great leader in a radio broadcast speech to the public, 20,000 times more powerful than the biggest bomb ever created. But more than a bomb, it's a warning for the American people. All right, so we've got a bedroom/workshop here. A couple of notes. Can we read any of these? No, it doesn't look like we can. We shall soon do. Oh, we can read all of these. Editorial: Germany has betrayed us. Rome, October 13th, 1949. And so we must face the bitter truth. We, the Italian people, have been fooled into thinking that our northern ally would be our country's salvation and a collaborator in rebuilding Italy to its former glory. Reports from the north are coming in describing German tanks and infantry turning against our soldiers and attacking our own people. Witnesses describe horrible scenes of whole villages burnt and plundered. We are now just days away from a complete invasion, and our weak government is incapable of doing anything about it. I advise all Italians not to surrender. Do not bow down to the will of the invaders. Rise and take up arms. Do whatever you can to fight back the tyranny. Rise for freedom. So they did betray their allies. They betrayed Mussolini too. The liberation of America has begun. Washington, January 7th, 1949. The Honorable German Peace Troops embarked on a nationwide victory tour this week. The goal of this operation is to liberate the oppressed American people and protect them from dangerous insurgent elements. All remaining American military personnel are advised to stand down and report to the nearest German checkpoint. Once there, they will be issued a labor card assigning them to work on rebuilding the country according to the superior cultural standards of the new regime. Oh, superior cultural standards now. All right. America rises from the ashes. The American spirit rises in the shadow of the mushroom-shaped cloud that was produced by Germany's evil atom bomb when it hit New York. Cells of freedom fighters have assembled across the country and are taking up arms. Through targeted attacks on German VIPs and bombings of crucial military installations, the American resistance is making it very difficult for the invaders to remain in control. Reports claim that the German invaders have become so desperate they are shipping elite anti-rebel units from China to prevent the insurrection from spreading. Wait, so we have to fight the Chinese in this game too? Oh, well, we didn't really fight the Chinese in Fallout. Well, we did in Fallout 3. Eyewitness accounts also describe mass executions of civilians as punishment for attacks performed by the freedom fighters. Benevolent liberators guard China's border. Shanghai, October 25th, 1953. Thanks to the ingenuity of German engineers, the Great Wall of China has been reinforced and upgraded by our benevolent German liberators. Hundreds of powerful automatic flak cannons have been installed along the wall, guarding the airspace from any potential invaders from the Mongolian territories. They're fighting the Mongols. Oh my gosh. Elite German troops have also been stationed from one end to the other to guard the border. There is a great act of generosity bestowed by our benevolent liberators, symbolically marking the beginning of a new era of peace in Asia. America loses naval supremacy. Tokyo, August 20th, 1946. The Americans are on their knees, Field Marshal Franz Gustav Byers told the gathered reporters during today's press conference. The superior German submarine fleet, accompanied by its loyal Japanese allies, has helped Germany achieve a major victory in the Pacific, with more than half the American fleet destroyed at the Battle of Leyte Gulf alone. There's a crowbar in the last room. Oh, is there? Thank you. All right, we'll get to it in a minute. I'm busy reading lore. I think I read all of them. Nope, there's another. Mold infestation in Berlin. London, May 15th, 1953. It's fair to say there's some sort of poetic justice in this. Reports from our resistance friends in Berlin suggests that a new type of mold spore has started infesting structures made out of the super concrete used by the regime. It has started festering in the massive underground ventilation system and is spreading throughout the city. Friends of the resistance, this could be a major advantage for us. The mold seems to corrode the stability of the concrete, making it easier to destroy structures that are important to the regime in Berlin. Could this be potential foreshadowing as to how we will defeat the Nazis? Wyatt. Hey, Wyatt, man.
Oh, it's so good to be home, Captain. You know, I think I might need to catch some Z's. Yep. I'll see you when I wake up, okay?
All right, my friend.
A lot of Nazis out there we gotta deal with. A lot of Nazis.
He's the guy I broke out of prison in our last episode. He's also the guy whose life I saved earlier in the prequel part of the game. tools. What? Goodness, this base is just sprawling. But John. No. Crowbar. Okay, well, I've already got one. Okay, so we are monitoring the subways, it looks like. Sweet. Come on, I can't throw it? Aw, I can't throw the knife? Aw. Whose bed is this? Nightmare! Okay.
Dreaming. Strange dream.
Oh!
Killing never stops.
Oh, no way!
I die.
Oh, you're kidding! Oh, great! Where are you, daggone Nazis? Yes! Oh, man, overcharge! Anything in the bones? I can sprint! Oh, this is brilliant! It's even got the music! Oh, it's my childhood all over again. Daggone Nazis! Wow. All right, which one of these has the secret door? I know one of these has a secret door. I played this game too many times as a child to forget the secret door. Which one is it? Yes. Hey. There it is. Oh, I found it! Oh, yes. I'm all about this now. Oh, and I don't understand. Way. Wait, no, that's wrong. Oh, you doggone Nazi! He's dreaming this. Brilliant! You're welcome, says Rainier. Thank you, Rainier. I wonder how long long this took them to make. Who did that to me? Oh, I'm about to die in a simulation. No! Can you jump? Because in the original you couldn't. Yes, I can. I am so almost dead. Holy cow. And I'm lost too. What? Oh, it goes around. I see. And I'm done. Oh man, can I do it again? Oh no, I can't do it again. Oh. That's it, right? That's it. Okay. Down we go. Wyatt. Oh, that's right. I need to find, okay.
Max, I really need you to step aside. Max, bitte. Geht zur Seite. Das ist wichtig.
Max, komm her! Komm an! Alles in Ordnung. Alles wird gut sein.
Poor guy.
I'm sorry. I should have known he would have taken it.
Return to Caroline. There's a hole back there. You see that? How do I get to that? I'm not done. There's a secret.
Ein Träumelein. Schlaf, Kindlein, schlaf.
Oh,
Na? Schläfst du?
horribly sad.
Schlaf, Kindlein, schlaf.
How do I get over there? Can I drop down from up here? Nope, I'm just gonna kill myself. Upstairs, there's a vent you can get into. Oh, am I looking for a vent? Ah. I don't know. I may not be able to find it. I thought I could find it. Maybe I'm not allowed to do it yet. Maybe I have to advance further in the game. Oh, well, let's continue with the plot. What's this? Oh, that's a map. Okay, so I'm almost there.
Much obliged, Captain Blazkowicz. You ready for an assignment? Friends and comrades, this is it. Project Whisper. It's been in development for years. A helicopter aircraft. The Nazis have found a way to make it virtually silent in flight and undetectable by means of radar. Anya has decrypted the Nazi chatter out of London and located the only 3 prototypes in existence at the London Nautica research facilities there. With Captain Blazkowicz on the team, we are finally strong enough to strike at their operations. The days of scurrying like rats are over. With these machines in our possession, we can go anywhere, hit anything. We will rebuild the Kreisau Circle, arm ourselves to the hilt. We will rise up and take down Death's Head for good. They think the war is over, that we are weak, beaten, don't have the guts to oppose them. And as always, they are wrong.
I've got a 14-hour drive. I've got a sinus infection. I haven't had a full night's sleep in 8 months. So let's go, people. Because I'm not doing this again.
Thank you for doing this, man.
Stop. I just want to get this over with.
Gardner.
Lundy! Beruhig dich! Johnson! Papiere bitte. Danke. Sie können passieren. Herr Ritter!
Oh, Hitler. Fucking Nazi twit. This big fucking disgrace of a building is the London Nautica. This used to be downtown London. Used to be fighting in the streets over here. I mean, furious, unrelenting resistance. And then the Nazis brought in the London Monitor and everything went to shit from there. They just do whatsoever they please now. They just fucking leveled everything and erected this fucking monstrosity. It's a top Nazi research facility, this is. Aviation, space, all kinds of evil shit transpiring. Caroline and the other pilots should be over the radio tower by now, you see it?
Yep.
Anya's operating the radio back in Berlin. You can reach him using this. This is where you get off. So long, Blazkowicz. You make this count, all right?
Approximately 7 blocks from your location. You'll have to find a way to the top floor of the Nautica and open the hangar doors. That way me and the other pilots can get inside.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize he was going to be, what, a suicide bomber? Yeah. Okay, well I got an Enigma code piece. Okay, let's not go that way. Yeah, let's how about just something else? Okay. Ah. Back off! What? Did I just choose the wrong way? Oh no!
Jesus, he's done it, hasn't he? Almost 300 kilos of explosives in that truck. Could feel the shock wave from over here. It's all up to you now, Blaskovich. We are moving into position at the top of the radio tower, approximately 7 blocks from your location. You'll have to find a way to the top floor of the Nautica and open the hangar doors. That way we and the other pilots can get inside.
Right. Maybe this way. Nope. Stuck. Come on. Okay, I guessed wrong. Hello. What's this? Oh, come on. Oh. Doggone it. Okay, let's try this again. I know what to do now. It only takes a death at each checkpoint, but I know what to do now. Okay, environmental.
William, I'm looking at blueprints of the building. It's a long way to the top.
Of course it's a long way to the top. Because that's what I do best, is walk slowly. Do I have a silenced weapon? I do not have a silenced weapon. I mean, I do have this. Oh! Oh, that was horrible. Hold on, cigar's out. Important stuff here.
Up ahead is the reception area. I want you to go to the far end of the reception area, through the large doorway, and into the moon dome.
It was thrice Paskovich, and Bobby's death will not be in vain.
No sign of the London monitor. We might be okay, assuming we don't crash our hang gliders.
If you have unlocked the pistol silencer, press C. Oh. Thank you. You're amazing. See that? Okay. I don't know what I did, but I did it right. Don't know what it was. Hope I can do it again. Oh. Okay. Survived. Survived. London. Not the main hall. Okay. It's a lot of Nazis! That's a lot of Nazis! Oh my goodness. Hello? Deadly! Oh. Okay, let's try this again. Is there any way to stealth by this? Okay, making progress. That concrete is sure chipping away. Like that message we read about mold. Is that it? Is that it? Out? Doesn't the ammo recharge? Let's let it recharge. I think that's what it's doing. What is this guy talking about? I will enjoy my stay, thank you. Okay, I've got a big gun. I got a big gun and it makes me happy. So I think I'm going to walk this way. Just to get in some trouble. Oh, lore. Fossil of new species discovered in Dorset. Lyme Regis, October 15th, 1960. Dorset, affectionately known as Jurassic Coast, has been the focus point of the scientific world community for the last month when the fossil of a new species of a marine reptile was uncovered. Paleontologist Helmut Lehmann has been trying to find a way to recreate extinct animals for a suggested prehistoric zoo. These latest findings could be just what we've been looking for, says the professor when we met him at a local cafe this week. And if we can harness these animals correctly, they may be beneficial for our military too. Dinosaurs instead of tanks? We'll just have to wait and see. Oh God! What haven't these crazy Nazi scumbags done? Oh, yes. But I'm already stocked up. Maxed out in everything. Now, where to go? Where to go? No, that is from where I came. From whence I came. Ah. I know it makes me waddle, but I like this thing, and I don't want to lose it. I checked this door. Oh, latch.
Inside the old dome is a door to the maintenance section. Look for a door on the outer wall near to the top of the dome.
Oh, no, I can't take it. Tear it apart. Well, that was reckless, but I did it. Oh, note time. Crime rate down in quarantine blocks. London, October 15th, 1960. Police are seeing a trend of diminishing crime rate in the London quarantine blocks. It's quite safe now for the denizens of the quarantines to take a stroll down the street, said Police Chief Bruno Winkler. Murder cases are at a historic low. He added that the benevolent treatment of the citizens by the new regime has had a positive effect on the decent folk of the city. We are also seeing an increase in the number of reports filed on deviant behavior by both neighbors and family members alike. Holy cow! Oh my gosh, what is going on here? Oh, what happened? Oh my gosh, I just blind. Yes. Okay, I'm blind. Where am I going? I'm going over here. Okay. I'm about halfway up the dome, she said. So, there. There. Oh, I'm going to have to go all the way around. Okay, fine. Oh! Drop down. Yep. Silencer on this? Nope. Is there no ammunition for this gun? There is none. Oh man, I missed my sniper. Hello.
Hopefully the elevators haven't suffered any damage from the blast.
That hurt.
Shooting the brakes off an elevator. What could go wrong? Better stand on the counterweight.
Oh, free falling! Did I die? I probably shouldn't have done that. Yeah, that was bad.
Hopefully the elevators haven't suffered any damage from the blast.
That was bad too. I should put my gun away before I try to run. It's late. I've been streaming a lot today. Okay. I got this. He said to stand on the counterweight. Wait, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Hopefully the elevators haven't suffered any damage from the blast.
Why can't I run? Because I'm crouched. Okay, stand on the counterweight. Stand on the counterweight. I got this. How hard can it be?
Keine Angst. Unsere Aufzüge sind dafür ausgelegt, alles. Und was zur Hölle war das? Klingt, als wäre jemand oben auf dem Aufzug. Vielleicht sind sie hier, um uns zu retten.
This thing?
Shooting the brakes off an elevator. What could go wrong? Better stand on the counterweight.
I am standing on the counterweight, right? This is the counterweight? The thing in the middle? Doesn't look like a counterweight to me. The yellow thing is the counterweight. Is the yellow thing the counterweight? Okay. Thank you. Woo-hoo. Thank you so much. Oh.
I think I found something.
What do you see?
Ancient artifacts. Highly technological in nature. Parchment. Looks like Hebrew. I think the Nazis are trying to reverse engineer all this stuff.
Are there any identifying marks?
Dot? You should. Dog, Abel, apostrophe. Abel, Tara, space, yoke, item, Charlie, Hal, Uncle Dog.
Might be something in our archives, Anya. See if you can find any references to Dot Yishud.
Will do. Be careful out there.
I like her, Blazkowicz. Good catch. Be sure to bring as much of this Dot Yishud stuff as you can carry.
Will do.
Ancient, highly technical Hebrew artifacts? Okay. I thought the Nazis didn't like Hebrew. Creating the perfect mind. Brussels, October 10th, 1960. As one of the key figures in computational science, Dr. Ernest Brandt was the inventor of the first AI system to be used in one of General Strauss's war machines, the Panzerhund. Now his gaze is fixed on the next challenge, the creation of the smartest non-human intelligence in existence. There are many benefits for society if such an artificial being could be created, said the soft-spoken doctor to us when we met up with him last week in the Modern School of Computer Science in Brussels. Not least because it can help us automatize the process of determining who is a decent citizen and who is not. What, like a social reputation program? It is a tantalizing thought indeed, which is why General Strauss has granted Brandt an increased funding to his research project. Any more ancient, highly technical Hebrew secrets? Okay, what's glowing? Map against the wall. But there's something important behind me in this room.
Versuchsprogramm gestartet. Versuchsprogramm erfolgreich.
Oh, can I have it?
Gotta be a way in there.
Can I have this thing? I want it. On top. Oh, hello, ladder. Thank you. That made it easier. Gotta get closer. I'm bad. I'm just bad. I shouldn't be doing this. Too bad for this game.
One more. Right.
No.
Let's fire it up.
Papa.
Versuchsprogramm gestartet. Versuchsprogramm erfolgreich.
New weapon, laser craftwork. Shall we power it up? Let's see if we're already at full power. It is maxed out. Use the laser craftwork cutting mode to thin the metal covers. Toggle C to toggle between shooting and cutting mode. Oh.
I see a small plumbing channel behind the north wall. Look for some form of access point near the floor.
Much better. Oh, iron sights.
About 2 floors up is an access point leading directly into the hangar.
Okay. 2 floors up.
You should be very close. The hangar is where the Project Whisper helicopter prototypes are kept.
Project Wits. Okay, I know I can go that way, so let's just cut it now. But before I do... Oh, that's where I need to go. Okay, let's go this way first then. Okay, so it's just for a secret. Oh, man. Oh, Okay, I did something that the game was really impressed with. One more officer. Dead end. Bingo. I somehow find myself exactly where I was. Dang it! Out of ammo! Ammo! Gosh.
There's my helicopters. That's it, engineer. That's your bottom dollar, it is.
Try this again. Okay, I need to get to the helicopter, right? Stairway right there. They're a little close. There is one more, right? I need to go over there. I know it's right there. done. It's done, son. Okay. Oh! Keep running. Keep running. What am I doing wrong? Okay, really, really good at melee. Okay. Shoot the big mech in the back. Also, Tesla grenade him. Oh. The Tesla grenades work, but I'm out now. I'm missing a mod for the big laser. Come on. Ox, you're barely making a scratch on it. Hit harder. Yeah, I mean... Finally!
Right. Nazi's dead. Nazi robot's dead. Broke all your shit. Helicopter secured.
Reloading. Man, oh Okay.
There's a control room on the upper level. From there, you can open the hangar.
Gibraltar Bridge opened, Madrid, October 3rd, 1957. The biggest bridge ever built was finally inaugurated yesterday evening, in front of a gathered crowd of top Nazi politicians, as well as specially invited upstanding citizens in the area. The honor of cutting the ribbon went, of course, to our beloved leader, who was flown in from Berlin this morning and held a short but powerful speech afterwards in front of the impressive construction crossing the Gibraltar Strait. I was moved to tears, says Wilma, a local shop owner. He has such a way with words. Oh, okay. She wasn't the only one moved to tears. Gunther Grunwald, head engineer of the project, received a special thanks from our leader. I am speechless, said Grunwald afterwards. I don't know what to say. Here we go. Yes!
Well done, Blazkowicz.
Fly, birds, fly! Oh, yeah!
Oh my God! Look out! No, Klaus! Klaus, are you alright?
Are you okay, mister? Nothing broken.
Gosh, dang it, Klaus! Be more careful, alright? I can't have you dying on me. Captain, pick up Caroline, put her in the pilot seat of the last helicopter.
Place Coraline in the helicopter. I need to get down to Caroline to help her into the helicopter. Okay. Why is she the only one who needs help getting into the helicopter? Is this time for like a romantic scene where we get close and say, I'm so glad you're alive. I missed you.
Come pick me up, Blazkowicz. I don't have all day.
Yeah. Working on it. Okay, what am I doing wrong?
BJ, carry me to the pilot seat in the last helicopter.
Oh. Oh, Caroline.
My hero.
Something bad's gonna happen. I got a bad feeling about this. She's gonna die.
All aboard!
How did you survive? I thought you were dead.
Don't remember much. Remember punching Hans Gross in the face. Remember ascending into the sky. For moments there, I thought I was going to heaven. Then falling, then pain. First pain of my life. Felt like my insides were running out through my back. Could barely move. Had to crawl. They found me after 3 days in a ditch. Long months in a Kreisauer hospital bed. They were shoving tubes in me. Infection. These things I don't want to remember.
I'm sorry about your legs.
Don't be. I've learned how to fly.
Oh, I love it. Oh, man. Horrible sketch.
finished complaining. For now, this is top priority. What is the dot ye should? How can we get in contact with them? Anya, what do we know?
Very little, but I have some ideas.
Good. Anya, you take the lead on this. Blaskovich, whatever she needs, you help her find it, yeah?
William, I could use your help. Could you come over here for a second?
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this went much longer than I thought it was going to go because I just got so engrossed in the game, but that was a whole lot of fun. Thank you for joining me for this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings, even if it was an unconventional day for it. Things will be getting back to normal next week, though I do have to say I have an appointment on Thursday, so I may do my Thursday live streams a little bit later that day, maybe in the afternoon. But Scotch and Smoke Rings is still on schedule for Thursday next week. And as always, the rest of my week next week is on schedule. Lore videos on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, live streams of Fallout 76 on Tuesday, maybe Thursday, and definitely Saturday. Lore videos on Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Hope I didn't mess anybody up. Anyway, thank you for coming to this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings and all my live streams this week. I'm taking tomorrow off. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's day off, and I'll see you again with more content. I've got a lore video publishing tomorrow morning, and then I'll see you with more content on Tuesday. Thanks again for joining me. You guys have a wonderful evening and a lovely Sunday. See you next time.